I'm Eddie Muller, welcoming you to Noir Alley. This week, coming to you from Bar 355 in Oakland, California. Whenever I'm asked to explain what makes a story noir, I usually say, it's about people who know what they're doing is wrong, but they do it anyway. For a perfect example, consider our feature presentation. It's Casque d'Or, a French drama from 1952 starring Simone Signoret. Now, I know damn well there are dedicated viewers out there already turning up their noses and grousing that I am 100% wrong to be showing this on Noir Alley. They'll argue it's not film noir in any way, shape, or form. But I'm showing it anyway, and trusting that movie lovers who immerse themselves in this historical costume drama will, by the end, understand why this exceptional film is not only a classic, but a noir-stained classic. It's a story of the underworld, or more precisely, the demi-monde that existed in French society during the nation's opulent Belle Époque era, roughly the years between the Franco-Prussian War of 1870 and the start of World War I in 1914. Signoret plays the title character, a gigolette nicknamed for her upswept crown of luxurious blonde hair. Casque d'Or translates literally as golden helmet. Now, in a Hollywood film of the 30s or 40s, she'd be characterized as a gun moll, a woman who survives by allowing herself to be kept by gangsters. The original story is based on newspaper accounts from 1902 of a prostitute named Amélie Ely, who was at the center of a violent love triangle with rivals in opposing Apache gangs. Apaches was the slang name given to gangsters involved in street crime and vice rackets, a bit of cultural appropriation borrowed from tales of the American frontier. Inaccurate, but fully embraced by the hoodlums themselves, who developed their own Apache wardrobes and dances. Now, the story of the real Amélie Ely was initially produced as a stage play titled Gigolette. A 1935 RKO film of the same name borrows the premise without any credit to its Gallic counterpart. It also treads much more lightly through its underworld milieu. This screenplay is by prolific writer Jacques Compagnie and the film's director, Jacques Becker. This isn't the first movie written by Compagnie featured on Noir Alley. He wrote the story for the 1939 French film Piège, remade in Hollywood as Lured, a 1947 thriller starring Lucille Ball. Now, I ask skeptical viewers to look past the fin de siècle costumes and music to see the similarities to more than a few classic Hollywood noirs. It's easy to imagine John Garfield or Burt Lancaster in the role played here by Serge Reggiani, an ex-con drawn back into the criminal life by his attraction to a gangster's moll. The racket boss is played by Claude Dauphin, but I can easily see Brian Donlevy, Albert Decker, or Dan Duryea fitting into the role just as well. Now, as for Simone Signoret, she's an earthier version of Lana Turner or Rita Hayworth. There are, of course, significant differences from a Hollywood film. The production code would never have allowed some of the sensuality that makes this film so memorable. For director Jacques Becker, the gangster elements were secondary to the depiction of turn-of-the-century life in the Belleville section of Paris and the passionate love affair that builds inexorably to tragedy. Helping him achieve this goal is the exceptional cinematography of Robert Lefebvre, the detailed art direction of Jean Daubon, and the elegant editing of Marguerite Aul. She was lovers with Jacques Becker's mentor, director Jean Renoir, and edited many of Renoir's classics, as well as Becker's. Although they never married, Aul's relationship with Renoir was deep enough for her to take his name professionally. On most of the 60 or so films she edited, her credit reads Marguerite Renoir. The film begins with scenes inspired by Impressionist painters' depictions of the Belle Époque, especially legendary painter Auguste Renoir, father of Jean Renoir. But soon the tale spirals into darkness, culminating in an ending famous for its elegant simplicity, and heart-rending power. Here are Simone Signoret and Serge Reggiani as star-crossed lovers in Jacques Becker's masterpiece, Casque d'Or.